Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to Mad Rewind. I'm your host, Brandee Stillwell. Welcome. Oh my God, you guys. Dear lovers of all things hilarious and badass people, I'm seriously blown away by the amount of talent that I am currently surrounded by. I'm having a really hard time believing that these women are all in the same place at the same time with me as I make everything about me. I'm sitting with 3 of my comedy crushes and 3 absolute badass women in comedy. Please welcome Mo Collins, Debra Wilson, and Stephnie Weir. Yay! You guys were like, you kidnapped me. I'm just sitting here, like being hit by a stun taser. You guys, thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
Thanks for doing this. It's such a treat to get
We're
to
happy
hang
to be
out.
here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When, I stalked you at your show that you were appearing in, and I was like, you guys, I have this idea. And then you were like, yes. And I'm like, really?
course.
Like, I drove home all the way going like, wait, they just said yes.
Yeah, oh my
And then I
gosh.
threw a Hail Mary to Debra, and she said, fuck yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're doing this.
Doesn't sound
Still
like
swearing.
Debra.
No, it doesn't.
Not at all. Who are you talking about? So, I have so many questions for you. So let me just set up for the fans quick reminder of how incredible these women are. Mo Collins.
Oh, gosh,
That's
here we
you.
go.
Here we
Here
go.
we go.
She appeared in 159 episodes of MADtv from 1998 to 2004, entering season 4 and exiting at the end of season 9. We bounced together. What? Some of Mo's impressions included Barbara Bush, Hillary Clinton, Penny Marshall, Mary Tyler Moore, Judy Garland, Cher, Pink, J-Lo, Madonna, Celine Dion, Alanis Morissette, and Maria Shriver, just to name a few. Original characters included Professor Betty from Rocket Revengers. I loved Rocket Revengers. Sherry Sheldon as Taka and in Prehistoric Glamazon Huntresses AD. I love that sketch too. The always unlucky Trina. The mother of the overgrown toddler, Stuart Doreen Larkin, and the confused Midwesterner, Lorraine Swanson.
Was she confused?
She was just a tad, just a little bit.
Curious.
This lovely human being over here, Stephnie Weir.
Hi.
Hello. She appeared and wrote on 125 episodes of MADtv from 2000-2005, for which she received 2 Writers Guild of America Award nominations. Yeah, she did.
Wow.
Wow.
I did.
You did. Some of Stephanie's impressions included Anna Nicole Smith, Reba McEntire, J.C. Chazé, Rue McClanahan, Courtney Love, and Leonard Nimoy. Do you know that? Oh, yeah.
You forgot. Oh, Willem Dafoe.
And Willem
I did
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, let's not forget those.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Original characters included my personal favorite, Dot Goddard. Freaking love Dot. Dr. Kylie Johnson, Dorothy Lanier, Angela Wright, and Miss Campbell, who was based on Weir's real-life grandmother from Texas. Uh-oh, this one. Oh, this one coming up to the plate. Debra Wilson appeared in 201 episodes of MADtv.
Cow.
201. Don't forget that one. From 1995 to 2003 for 8 seasons. Some of Debra's impressions included Oprah Winfrey, Whitney Houston, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, Little Kim, and Chris Tucker.
My favorite
Chris Tucker.
of all.
Original characters included Melina of the duo from Lita and Melina, Reality Check's Tova McQueen, Stick Chicks Autumn. You guys, I love Stick Chicks so much, so good. Kappa 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 sorority sister Hayden Brooks, Alexis Dubain from Prehistoric Glamazon Huntresses, actress Coco Latette from Son of Dolomite, the host of Lowered Expectations, and my personal favorite, fast-talking Black American princess, Bonifa Latifa Khalifa Sharifa Jackson.
Bonifa.
Bonifa. Ladies, when was the last time the 3 of you were in the same room together?
Oh, the 3 of us. The 3 of us.
You weren't. Did you pick it for the writer's strike? Did we see each other then? No.
No, she was not there. You and I were
There.
together.
Yes,
We saw
yes.
each other recently doing some improv. Deborah and I, we've seen each other recently at Will Sasso's. So it's like, but together? What do you suppose, ladies?
I think the last time we were actually together when they did the 20th anniversary
Yes.
reunion.
I think so. Wow.
Wow.
Mm.
That was a while ago.
We need to fix
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
We fixed it today, but for future
Wow.
moving
Yeah.
forward, we need to fix that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm really gonna do my best not to cry. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So my next question to you. When I was a kid, I remember watching Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, and Gilda Radner and gravitating towards them. I liked them because they were hilarious. But I also liked Bob Newhart, Harvey Korman, and Ted Knight because they were funny too. But it wasn't until I was much older that I understood the weight that Carol, Lucy, and Gilda carried, to name a few, because there wasn't that many women in comedy. And as I play my creepy card, which I'll play often, for the years that I worked on MADtv, I always gravitated towards the women, and especially the three of you women, because you're so damn funny. And because you are badass women in comedy.
Aw,
What?
Brandee, you're sweet.
What does that weight feel like, or are you even aware that you carry it? And I will just say before I move from that, you did carve a path, and I'm sitting here because of the three of you and because of Lauren Dombrowski, because the four of you are my Lucy, my Carol, and my Gilda. So what does that, not from me, but what does that weight feel like in general? Or again, are you even aware that you have it?
I don't think of it as a weight.
Okay.
I think of it as something that actually periodically comes around and wholeheartedly lifts me up because I know what Carol Burnett meant to me. And when people come to me and say things that I've done, have made a mark on their life, if they're dressing up as at Halloween, whatever it is, whatever moment they're coming to me with their story regarding my effect on them, I'm wholeheartedly gobsmacked and honored, but it's a lifting up that happens. It's not a burden. It's really just it's incredible. Like it'll never get old. It'll never be not remarkable to me that people still still are moved by what we all did years ago.
I feel like Carol Burnett, Lily Tomlin, who really impacted me, that I'm sure they've been told a million times that how important they were to comedy in general and women. But they don't seem to know it, and that might, because it doesn't feel like a weight to me. It feels, at all, so flattering to hear that. So no, I don't think it is. I don't think you would determine it as a weight, or that you're even aware, and that maybe by virtue of being aware that you're doing it, you couldn't. That's a little
Yeah.
heady, but yeah.
No, that makes all the sense in the world because I want to both be in line with what Mo and Stephnie are saying because it's not a weight, it's just an opportunity to be you, opportunity to create, opportunity to have fun. And you're staying in the moment of that, and that's where your best creative space is, in the moment of it. You're not asking anything in return, but except to allow your vessel to have that full joy and full reckless abandon. And you've been given permission to do that. You've been built a playground to do that. So I don't stop and go, I wonder what the next generation or generations that came before me are thinking about what I'm doing so that I have to take on the responsibility of that. I think that's too linear when you're just enjoying stuff. And again, the end result is because of that reckless abandon, because of that power of holding yourself in that light and doing what you love to do, what you just love to do, and asking nothing in return but to love what you do and be given permission to do it in the space that we did it. Then other people come in and say, I saw that reckless abandon in you. That's what I love about you. I saw how you played. I saw your eyes. I watched the choices you made, and I watched every bit of you. And that's why I love you and appreciate you and respect you. And I think it's important because it's necessary to be a fan of those people. Like, I'm a fan of Stephnie. I'm a fan of Mo. And I watch everything they do. So I get that space that people hold when they're like, did you? And when I watch stuff back again, I go, look at that. Did you see that? Did you see that? And it's wonderful to pay attention to that. I don't see it as a weight more than anything else. It's, like you said, an uplifting.
But you know what else has become cool to me anyway, in the looking back, and in this conversation, is that I also, like you just said, you're a fan of us. I'm a fan of you gals. And I do recognize for all of us, and myself included, that our work really is worthy of that. I really see that in looking back and looking at it, comparing it to other things that are happening now, and I go, we really, really did something. And we're great.
You know, I feel like comedy, yes, I would agree. And I think the
I'm proud
feeling
of
I
us.
feel when people come up or say something flattering to me, it's almost like comedy is a language, and everybody speaks a different comedy language. And when they're relating, you're like, oh, you get me, you got me, you know, and whatever skit or the humor came across, and how that feels just like you're ringing a bell and you're like, yay, it happened. It's just validating to make that connection.
You know what's one that's been unbelievable to hear of late, like in the last couple years, and came about through TikTok, was this entire generation, and maybe you guys hear this too, you raised me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, that they snuck out of their room and they
they'll
watched.
be weepy emojis with it. Like, there's such emotion, and there's a real generation. And of course, they're young, and I'm like, you were supposed to be in bed.
Right.
You were not supposed to be watching the program. But you can really feel on this generation how moved and how vital we apparently were to them. It makes me a little bit sad that is true, that they had a loneliness or a feeling like they needed to take care of themselves because nobody else was there to do it. But MADtv was there as some sort of surrogate parent.
Yeah.
And I feel that when they say that. That's a heavy one.
When I hear at cons and stuff, I hear things like, you know, I used to get grounded. And this would be like me being with like Phil Lamar or something. People would be like, I would get grounded because I was always quoting you. Or it was so great for me to see someone that looked like me. And so it was those kind of things that just resonated with me, that I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize how big this was.
It's huge. It's monumental. It's more than huge. It's monumental because you're talking about all these different generations being able to relate, getting it. You know, it's not just a matter of, oh, she said it in a funny way and I'm laughing at the accent or anything like that. It's like, I get the material. And MADtv always had a grounded craziness to the material. So it was easy for any generation to get it and laugh because it worked. It simply worked.
Yeah.
It always worked. It always worked.
Question. Do you guys remember your first laugh? Whether it was a kid or on stage, or even if it was just, you know, at MADtv. Do you remember your very first laugh, or something that really resonated
I
with
remember getting validated. It was New Year's Eve. All the kids were at our house watching TV or whatever and playing, and the adults were at our next door neighbor's house playing charades and drinking and having a good adult time. And they were one person short. A team needed an extra person. And they came over and recruited me to play charades with the adults because I could key in and I was fast at it and kind of funny, and that was the first time that the performance bug, and that I could get a laugh or whatever. I could hang with the big dogs.
Wow. That's pretty great.
You, Debra?
It's interesting because this is over 50, 55 years ago. I remember two of them, and they come back to me so clearly. I was taking ballet lessons and going to this school of dance, and then we had a performance in an auditorium, and the lights were out. The little first group left, and the lights were out, and we had to go into our position. And I tripped over someone, and you could hear me go, and I heard the audience laugh. That was my first laugh. The second laugh was there was a Diet Right. There was a soda company called Diet Right, a soda called Diet Right, and they had this British woman who was saying, Diet Right soda's so good that even us non-dieters drink it. And I fell in love at that point with the British accent. So I would watch every time it came on, I watched that commercial. And once I got it down, I showed my parents that I can do this, that Diet Right, because everyone knew the Diet Right commercial. And then because of that, every time my parents had people over, they would bring me downstairs to do that commercial, to just do those lines, and they would laugh their heads off that I could do that accent, and then they would send me on my way. It's like, okay, we're done with you.
Why didn't we get a Diet Right character in MADtv? I feel like
Nobody remembers that soda. Nobody remembers that soda.
It's RITE, right?
Right.
Right.
I recall.
Yeah.
And you, Mo? What was your first laugh?
This is, when my family would make fun of me, and they would, I know it's sad, but when my family would make fun of me, just even at the supper table or whatever, and they'd laugh, I would lean into whatever it was that they were pointing out or talking about, laughing about with me. I would lean into it, laughing with them at myself.
And then milk it?
100%. And I don't think that's really changed too much over the years. It's like I've always sort of, I'm happy to use myself as the butt of a joke.
Does it go across all the siblings, or it just lands with you?
It was kind of middle child syndrome,
I'm middle child too.
Yeah, it sort of landed there. Like my sister Katie would defend, which was sweet. But still, there was this collective. But obviously, I was going along with it, so they weren't going to feel too bad about it. But that was my coping mechanism. But my coping mechanism served going forward too. And then I remember around 10 or 11 in the backyard, family gathering, family and friends, and my funny uncle. I said something, and he heard it, and he goes, "You're delightful. Hey," and he said it. "She's funny," and I just went, somebody saw it. Oh wow, somebody saw it, and that was just some random backyard moment that I still feel today.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Not so random anymore, is it?
It's
No,
hard
you
on
worked it. You jujitsu'd that into
I jujitsu the F out of it. Yeah.
The first time I interviewed the three of you separately, I asked about your comedy education. But would you guys remind the audience of what you studied, who turned you into any kind of comedy improv growing up?
Well, I had a funny family. They were pretty funny. My dad did a lot of community theater, and I think we took a joke well. But I had I was going to junior college in Odessa, Texas, and the theater professor there turned me on to improv, and she pretty much pointed me towards Chicago and was like, "You go there, Paula Thompson." And so, and really highlighted that you've got some really good comedy skills, and you need to lean into them. So that was my trajectory, and I ended up in Chicago. Yeah.
Wow. That's what did it.
Yep.
Ah, cool.
It was not my goal at all. I tried to avoid it. It was not my goal. I always knew that I was going to be an actress by the time I was 4. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. But I wanted to be a dramatic actress because I was watching things that were not age appropriate. And I fell in love with psychopaths on TV shows because of my own personal traumas and watching them and wanting to connect that they're just traumatized people who do these bad things because no one loved them enough to, they focused on their trauma and they created the trauma. And so for me, I wanted to be a dramatic actress. That was my thing. And comedy really didn't hit for me until I went to go see a movie. And then there was a show up the block, and they were doing improv, and it was a stand-up show, and I'd never seen live comedy at that point. I mean, I loved Carol Burnett, don't get me wrong. I loved Carol Burnett, Lucille Ball, and it was one of those things like the diet right. I can do that, I can do that, because for me it wasn't comedy. It was, how do I stay true to that moment? How do I stay, in this moment, this raw moment, and stay true? So I never saw it as comedy. I saw it as people in a dilemma, and they're doing everything they can to keep it together. And yes, that ended up being comedy, but I never thought of it that way. I had a dramatic mindset. And so they needed a volunteer, the improv group that was going on first. I'd never seen improv, never heard of improv. So this improv group went up, and then they wanted a volunteer from the audience, and no one would get up. So I was by myself. Everybody else was pushing their friends, and I was by myself. So I raised my hand, and I went up. And because I wasn't attempting to be funny, and because I wasn't attempting to have a career, and I'd let go the idea of acting because I didn't want to be a starving artist, I just said, oh, these are the rules. Yield, don't deny. Yes, and. Oh, okay, I can do that. And so when a scene would start and they said, here's all the information, it was easy for me because I was processing the dilemma in it. I knew how to pick it apart very easily and process the dilemma, and then just be real with it. Mm-hmm. And when somebody did something, they fed me, so I did something back. So I waited for the improv artist on the stage to feed me, and then I fed back, and feed me, and then I fed back. And like you, I leaned into it. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget that. And that was a group called New York Talk. And the person I did my improv with is an actor named Michael Cook. Mm. And I will never forget the suggestions and all of that. And then they said, would you join? And I said, no, I don't want to do this. And then they held a secret audition with other people. And they just said, no, it's going to be a workshop. And I was like, okay, I'll see what that is, but how much do I have to pay? No, it's no free go. So I did the workshop, and then everybody left. And then the director of the group and founder of the group said that was actually a professional audition because those other women are not a part of the troupe. They came in for auditions with pictures and resumes, and they want to be famous. They want to be rich, and you don't want any of that. You just want to have fun and stay in the moment. That's real, pure improv. Mm. Please, come on the weekends. You'll get paid. You can bring your friends, come and see you. It's just
you
weekend
got paid
thing.
for improv?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Just to comment on your characters, I'm realizing as you're talking, is like everything you do, whether it's Oprah, Whitney, anything, there is a level of dramatic intensity to it that's 110% committed to, and that's where the funny comes from. Like
I was going to say the same thing, Steph.
I'm not good at breaking down people's comedy, but as you were talking, I was like, that's the foundation of it. Is your dramatic, I guess, base of where you spawned from.
Yeah,
everything she did was like you're one of the best dramatic. You did it, Deborah. You're one of the best dramatic actors I know. Just because we met on a comedy show, but no one committed in the dramatic way more than you.
Never with like a winky eye to the camera. Like you were fully possessed into the character that you were.
Good word, possessed.
Yeah, possessed is the right word.
Thank you.
And I mean it as a compliment.
No, I know.
No,
but
I
that's
use
true.
that word for myself too.
Yeah, you
Thank you.
embodied and took it. You took your comedy very seriously.
And I love how the simple act of you raising your hand and volunteering that one time set you on this path. I love that. Mo.
Oh, let's see. Well, little 8th grader named Maureen Collins was wandering the school hallways, Plymouth Junior High in Minnesota, and this hallway was full of people. It was passing time, and Mr. Hermiting, who was a beloved, he was both the football coach and the drama coach at the school. He says, "Hey, Mo," and I'm like, who is he yelling at? Get over here and sign up for this. And he's looking right at me. And he goes, yeah, you, Mo. I was the shyest kid you could possibly imagine. Like if I thought I heard my name, I turned purple. Mm. And he said, you, get over here. He was a very big personality. And I went over and I signed up to audition for an improv group. I had to do a 1-minute pantomime and
Jeez.
sing a song. So I sang Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and I did a 1-minute pantomime of doing surgery on somebody's abdomen,
Oh, I bet
which
that
is like
was
very physical with
great.
like pulling up the, and I got in. And in 8th grade, I was writing sketches with there was 5 of us in this troupe. Rula Lenska's Friends from London was our name. And we had a tech person. It was a full-on group. And we would go there on our lunch hour instead of the lunchroom and do this. But we would perform for the high school.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's where it started for me. And then, when I was 19 and failing life miserably, I was like, what's that thing I loved so much? And I went, improv. And then I signed up at Dudley Riggs' Brave New Workshop in Minneapolis, and I just kind of found my people. I found my legs, and still here running.
And the coach, did he spot something in you, or was he just pulling kids out of the hallway? What?
No, now my sister, 2 years older than me, had done some plays with him, and I don't know if and I had been doing summer school, but again, I'd only done summer school one year, which he did that. It was 7th through 12th grade. There were hundreds of us, and he ran the whole drama program. Now, I did that summer before, but when I tell you, you couldn't spot me in there. Like, I just wanted to be around it. And he must have seen that shy little kid and said, I'm going to try and do something with that. And he did. Like, he just gave me permission, really, to be what he suspected was inside. That's all I can fathom from it.
And just like when people believe in you,
Oh
it's
my gosh.
everything.
And it wasn't like he walked you through the whole course of it. He just put some wind in your sails, which this junior college teacher, Paula Thompson, who I credit so much with her being very insistent, like, no, listen to what I'm saying right now. I had gotten a really great job as a mail carrier. I worked for the post office, y'all.
I can see that.
At 18. And I had benefits. My mother was over the moon because she was an executive secretary at the post office.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I'd gotten in.
Yeah.
And Paula Thompson, and I was taking some college classes, and she was the one who was just like, you're not delivering mail, this, I know you think this is your ticket, but you have got to get out of this town and go. And it just meant so much. I cannot understate how pivotal it was, probably like the coach.
Pivotal. Like, he gave me the life that I have. And even, it's like the last time I talked, he's unfortunately not with us anymore. He was killed in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Doing what he loves, of course. But, yeah, that makes it okay.
Actually, you know what? It does,
that's just
kinda.
great.
Like, we all got to go. Why not be on your motorcycle?
Well,
He was
I'm
just
gonna
too
get my
young.
bike now.
He was too young when it happened, I'll say that. But, the last time was just a phone call, and I'm in my kitchen, he's like, you've got to be shrewd, Mo. You've got to be shrewd. Like, he saw that I was struggling in my career path.
Were you on MADtv before?
Yeah, this was after
Mad
MADtv.
Oh, it was. So he did know that. Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. He also brought forth people. Steve Zahn, the actor.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, like this Mr. Hermiting was highly effective with his lifting up of, he just couldn't have been a more useful human being.
Stephnie, I have known you for some time now, and well, all of you, and it blows me away, and you too, Mo, and I'm just talking to these two because I've seen them do improv recently. I'm not excluding you. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm included just by listening.
Okay. But it is crazy to me how fast your minds work. How you immediately morph into a character within a split second and run with it. A normal person will take 2 or 3 seconds, but you two take a split. Can you tell me what that process is?
Panic. Pure, unadulterated panic. Say
I'm just
something.
scared. I think improv works best when you're not thinking too much, just listening and responding. Anytime I'm overthinking it, that's when things go off the rails for me. If I start filtering through like choices and like, or my head in an audience thinking what they might want to see, or I don't know, any of those editing things.
Yeah.
It's a gut thing.
There's a trust at this point. I don't know if I always had it. I think I've had it for a long time, but there is a trust that if I just open my mouth and start saying something, I will just if you stay in that moment, like Steph said, and see where it takes you until you really do latch on and find something perhaps a little meatier than where you started.
Mm-hmm.
But just start. Start right away and see where it leads you,
And when you start, are you thinking about what that was, or you just go?
Just
Whatever's
go.
coming out of your mouth.
Just go. But, like the show we did, we get suggestions from the audience. So it's being clear-minded and using the brain to just latch on to whatever the suggestion is. And first thing that sparks, just start. Just start.
Hopefully build with the other person slowly. And what's so interesting is that it seems like you latch into a full-fleshed character automatically, but that's not actually the case. Like I will find whatever character's happening, responding to the situation or whatever the other person, and kind of filling out almost like a balloon a little bit clearer.
Totally. Yeah.
And the audience very quickly forgets that, at the first 3 lines, you didn't have that accent, or maybe you started somewhere else. There's a lot of forgiveness in just letting it organically unfold. Yeah.
You guys are just so fast, and it's just blows me away. I still, Mo has a show called Wigging Out.
I got to do it a few weeks ago. It was so
Well, that's
fun.
different than what I do.
Well, the one-woman show. No, I was not in. This was a different improv show.
With wigs,
sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
No, I just want to see both of them. I don't want to be involved other than seeing. I want to come and support because y'all some funny bitches.
Thanks.
Speaking of comedic timing, I have a favorite comedy club / comedy school in Santa Monica. It's owned and operated by a woman who happens to not only be a comedian, but she's also a mom. It's called The Crow, and it truly is an indie comedy club. It's also a super inclusive 501c3 nonprofit theater. The Crow is one of those spaces that uses comedy and storytelling for good. I highly recommend catching a show, a class, working out material at an open mic, or even enrolling your kids in their summer comedy camp. Maybe you're thinking about dipping your toes into the comedy waters. No matter your age, there's a space there for you with their full comedy school, not only for adults, but they also have comedy classes for teens and kids too. Or maybe you just want to laugh your ass off with some friends and go see a funny show. The Crow just isn't a sponsor for me because, yes, this is my sponsor portion. What? You guys have a sponsor. And it's a comedy club. It's crazy.
Cool.
But I've also performed there too many times to count, and I've even taken a class there that I absolutely loved. So please visit crowcomedy.com for classes, shows, and tickets. You guys are a sponsor.
Yeah, that's great.
Hey, that is
The
awesome.
Crow
I
is
have to
great.
say, I
Crow
haven't
is
been
great.
to The Crow.
I have not been there, but I've looked into it, and I know I know people that have performed there, and I would like to at some point too. It seriously looks great, and I didn't realize they do classes and all of that as well, which is phenomenal.
They do a stand-up comedy
I love
camp
that.
for kids.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And then I think there was one year I was doing a ghost storytelling show.
Yeah, that's
and you
why
were going to be on it.
That's
with
why
me.
I know about it. You introduced me to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
'Cause Nicole Blaine, the owner, she and I were doing a ghost storytelling show. And
Yeah.
I was like, Mo, do you have ghost stories?
I
And
do.
you were like, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
And then something happened and you weren't able to make it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make it this year. Maybe we'll do Women of MADtv ghost storytelling show.
I
I've
love
had
a ghost
experiences.
story.
I've
I
had
love a ghost
experiences.
story.
All right. I think we just booked a Mad Rewind ghost storytelling show for October. Nicole, make it happen. Mo, would you mind doing a few voices of your MADtv characters? Like Trina, Lorraine, or Doreen?
I'll do them if she's not going to.
Yeah. Are you going to do her characters?
I would actually love to hear that.
Yes.
I
do
would.
it.
I would.
I couldn't.
Come on, Steph.
I couldn't
my God.
even.
Close.
So
Close.
much better.
Close.
Well,
it's getting there. It's a little further back in the, what do you call that? What is that? Huh? The throat, huh?
Back, huh?
Steph.
Back in the.
Crazy.
Mine goes right to West Texas. I don't know what happened.
No, you got to keep those long O's. She's from Fridley, Minnesota.
Oh,
so.
that's right.
Huh? Yeah. To my grave, I will go. And what else do you want to hear? You can't just expect me to sit here and without, get specific about your about your requests. I can't just read minds. I am not a mind reader.
Trina?
We were talking earlier about my uterus dropped out somewhere around my mid-20s, so you ladies have been very lucky. But that's okay. I never really probably should have had a baby. Being so much of a baby myself. She was actually my dental hygienist growing up.
Oh,
Wow.
so good.
Yeah. The tension of her. I always said that she was, how you have like at Grandma's house an old vase that's beautiful, but it's just loaded with all the cracks in it. That was the visual for me of Trina. Like she's this, pristine, but man, she could crack into a million pieces in an instant.
Yeah, I know those.
It's really cool when stuff comes back to you so viscerally.
Yeah.
So I just for me, it's like watching Trina, because I'm a fan, it's like watching them, and all of a sudden I'm like,
I know, it's wild, isn't it? Like, I could point at either one of you and make you do your characters for me, because I know you.
I'm going to close
People
my eyes.
all over the world
Can
would
you
love
do
to be
Dot?
me right now. Asking you.
Dot.
Oh my God, Dot.
Can
Can I just say about Dot, what was so delightful to me about Dot, just taking this opportunity to compliment my friend. You had such a spark in you when you did her that I swear when I was watching you, it was like, I don't know if it's true or not, but I felt like we were getting a true glimpse of some little Steph, little girl.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, and I just delighted in watching you be there because you were there in Dot.
Those are my favorite kids.
God.
Those kids that just don't have any, just kind of that wild-eyed, I don't know if I can do her, but it's that, they're really curious, and they're observing everything, and they've always got such a unique perspective. I love how hard you stare. You have
to say it. You have to do something with gloves.
I don't know. I'm terrible about being put on the spot. It's like I just freeze up. I'll
Are your
catch you
hands
off guard.
cold? Are your hands cold?
These hands? They are a little bit cold.
What would help them?
Well, I don't know. Do they have anything to put on these to keep them warm? I guess not. I'll just have to keep them cold unless I got gloves. Yes.
And go!
It really is fun to hear you do it, Steph. It's really
It comes right back.
my
It comes right back watching. Like I said, I'm such a fan.
wild glint in your eyes, was just, it was just, so cool amongst these brilliant people I got to work with to see just this truth, right? Like just 200% going somewhere. Amazing.
I felt that way about so many characters that were on our show. When
Yeah.
people were suited up to do their characters and you were, seeing them mentally transform for comedy's sake. Like nothing serious going on here. But you were wanting to, bring 110%.
Okay, I have something
Yeah.
to say, and I've never said this before. There are certain things about Dot that really upset me.
Oh.
That set me off, but that brought me back. At one point, I started crying
Tell me why. What?
because, it's bothering me now. I don't know why.
Oh.
Your parents were so abusive,
Oh.
and yet you didn't experience that. Dot was so lovable and likable that she never absorbed it because she was just having
She's
a
in
good life, or
she's in a happy
or saying the
bubble.
You know,
things about
can I
her,
tell-
and it bothered me about them. But watching you do that brought me back out. It would always bring me back out because I just like what it just. And I get the comedy in it, but I didn't. There are certain aspects of that meanness that hit me hard. But then watching you be oblivious to it is like, yes, yes, yes. You,
know, it's
don't
so
absorb that.
It's so weird because it bothered me too. It was, well, but it was of the time. There was this formula that I think in comedy, that comedy had, that it was funny to cross this mean line. And it occurred in so many scenes and so many categories.
Comedy was very mean then.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
mean, and there was almost these marching orders to go that way, and that is not
Yes.
an excuse, but it bothered me too, and I think the more that flavor appeared, and we were improvising some of this stuff, so I don't always know that some of the meanness was on the page, but it was embellished for comedy's sake.
Yeah.
And, those moments seem to rise. But I totally respond to what you're saying. And I think as Dot, I would do probably what I would have done as a kid, which is double down on the I'm going to turn this around.
That's what it is. See, like
An
one of my
innocence.
perspectives of it is that, and I think Dot is sort of, she's showing a way. It's a survival mechanism.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she did not seem hurt by it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
She seemed pretty freaking great,
and that you felt like she was going to be okay.
Yeah, you really did.
She's probably gonna do great things with her life
Yeah.
and not hate you guys for it. You know what I mean? She probably will, give you a pass or whatever
Yeah.
because she's not gonna hold on to that stuff. But that's so interesting,
But
Deborah.
it was.
Thank you for saying that.
I thought it was. This is why I glom on her, because for me, I thought she was so oblivious. It wasn't a fuck you to her parents. It was, I'm oblivious to that because it doesn't affect me.
on a higher cloud.
and
yes.
Was
that's
she
what saved me.
oblivious?
She kind of was. I think she was impervious. She had this, you just couldn't reach her. And the more you couldn't reach her, the more Mike McDonald would try
Oh,
to
yes.
Just
reach
mess with her.
Yeah.
even
Brutal.
and that dynamic came up, and I love Mike. We're very good friends. But that dynamic came up in so many scenes that we did. I remember we did a scene about it was an American Idol audition, and my girl came to audition, and he was playing Simon Cowell and was so mean to my character. And she just kept kind of turning it and being like, I know this is because you don't like yourself. And just kept, and it just made him madder and madder.
We can all admit he did that to every single
Yes.
one of us.
Yeah.
That is who Michael is, but it also needs to be said that is how Michael showed love.
It is,
to
and
us.
he had his own jujitsu to do, and
Yes.
as coming up as a self-proclaimed, geeky in
Yeah.
many ways. But I don't want to hold up the thing. But I was going to say also something else that never sat right with me. I was never good at impersonations, but Anna Nicole Smith, we had the same voice, and I have talked about what a personal struggle it was for me to do her.
Mm-hmm.
I felt awful the entire time. I always felt like this woman is in great pain.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing anything. I mean, she is so exaggerated that we can't even touch it. I just happen to sound like her. And did you know we were born on the exact same day?
No.
In
oh my
Texas?
God. No way.
Yes, she was from.
Oh, wow.
Is she from Odessa?
I'm from Odessa.
Yeah.
She was from. It's it's
McLaren?
No, it starts with an M, but it's a small town in Texas, and I'm blanking on the name. But anyway, I always had such a conflicted feeling because it came from a not always the nicest place.
That was one of the harder things I found on Mad was, sometimes our job requirement maybe went against how your heart was feeling.
Yeah.
It's like I know one time an Alanis Morissette video that I had to do, and her real video, she's naked in it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just standing there without standing there in the way that flatters a woman. She was just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
And
they wanted me in a fat suit.
Hmm.
And I'm like, like, it's tough enough as it is, to play these people and say bad things. But I thought, I got to go fight for this.
Mm.
So I went into Dick Blasucci's office and I pulled my pants down and shirt off so they could see, and I stood how women just stand, to where we end up looking more like pear-shaped or something. And I showed them, you know how women can do. It's like, stand in one way and you got thigh gap.
Right.
Stand
Yeah.
normal,
Right.
like she was standing in this video, and we're just standing there. Our shape is different. So I said, I don't need a fat suit. And I also said, I personally am literally much bigger than Alanis Morissette. I've met her, so that was, it's like you try and protect where you could. But there were things that felt a little bit hard. They trampled on my Minnesota nice.
I feel like there was also that thing that all comedians go through where it's like, well, if you want to be in the show this week, because we'll just pass it over to someone else. And there were definitely times where I was like, I don't want to offend anybody, but I can't do this. And it was a strange time. And this is okay, so when we did, it was about the lesbian haircuts. Do you remember this? Yes.
Yeah.
And I was in it, and I felt bad about my character who says, I really struggled with it, and I said, back off, Sean Cassidy. I am not a donut bumper. And
Wow.
I know. And that resonated. And at the time, this is before I had kids or anything. Okay, so cut to now, I have a 16-year-old son. And he's gay. And he and his friend, their favorite quote is that one.
Well,
that one. That I was like, oh, honey, but I felt, and he's like, are you kidding? He goes, that is such a funny scene.
Yeah.
And it feels inclusive, even though, my character's point of view was so off-putting or whatever. But
there's, you use what you can to see, like, our comedy's job is to go over the line in order to know where the line is and come, and that just was our job. But there's factors that could come in and help us kind of discern before we get ourselves in too much trouble. And like all of the other women in that sketch were my lesbian friends.
Right. Yes. Right. Who had signed off on this, and
Yes.
you know what I
And
mean?
so-
Who felt it was.
So I'm gauging off of them. Like, here, read this sketch. What do you think about it? Would you like to be a part of it? Are you, It's like we use our gauges, and our friends are a gauge. You stand up for things where you can, I guess. But yeah, there are those. But that they made it okay. For me, it's the same when I played Snowflake. I was taking my cue from you and Devon Shepard. I'm not a black person. Can I do this? I don't know. This feels like I shouldn't.
So I had a question further down the road that was it's somewhere in my pile. That was like, do you ever have a scene or a line that you didn't want to do, or a sketch that you asked that you were cast in that you didn't want to do because it was too mean-spirited? So this does really kind of fall into that. So tell me again about Snowflake.
Well, like I say, I had my own sensitivities about it, but I'm going to listen to Devon Shepard, who wrote it. Debra's there, Aries is in it, and I'm like, okay, so I guess this is okay that I do this, right? Like,
because you didn't. It's interesting because I never saw her. I never felt like you were playing her, that she was black.
No,
but she had soul.
No, but we couldn't even do that today.
Yeah, you could.
I don't think we could.
I think you can.
I don't think I can.
Because
like
that's what want to, but
I don't think I can.
Okay,
got
you know what I'm saying?
As a funny,
as a white woman,
material.
I don't think I can.
Okay.
And that's the sensitivity that has changed. But we did that back then. But even back then, I took cues off.
And fat jokes.
Yep.
Were rampant. And it was, I just hate it. I know. And I'm so grateful that we are moving in a direction where, I don't know, we can be a little more thoughtful about that, where we're not. I don't know. I had a school
We're
teacher.
not punching down all the time.
I had an elementary school teacher, and I said, "Do you still like teaching?" Because he was kind of talking about how difficult it was in the public school system. And he said, "I'll tell you what about the kids." He goes, "They're so kind to special needs kids now. Like that bullying stuff
Good.
that happens, and I mean, at least in his school, he goes, I don't have to worry about the whole class ostracizing somebody. Like it's very
good.
much like, no, we can't clap around, April. It really bothers her, and it's nothing off of them. And I really love that I can see steps that we're taking
Yeah.
to be, I don't know, just kinder, better people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But first of all, here's my NAACP card. That's number one. You hold on to that for a while. You hold on to that for a while. But what I loved about the Snowflake character is you never attempted to play her black. She was a little sassy, but a little kind of off the wall at the same time. And what you brought to that dynamic steered away from what Aries and I would do. It completely steered away and still made it really funny and still made it funny. And I thought that because every character that you take has a very, very distinct inflection about who they are. And you used to do one with, I can't think of his last name now.
What is his first name?
He was on the show for a little bit. He deserved more time. He did Jay Leno in my short-term memory.
Christian
Christian
Duguay.
Christian Duguay.
Yes.
He was terrific.
He was terrific.
Brownlee.
So good,
Oh,
yeah.
he was
And-
so good.
And how'd you get to be so sweet?
Yes, I loved them.
You
Loved them.
always come up with a distinct personality and a distinct voice print that steers away from anything simply because the atmosphere, the environment is. And this is one thing you always did. When
Just
you
on
were
the beat.
playing a nothing or hitting a stick or hitting a bottle, that and I'm watching all these distinct things that you do. So everything that you do has this distinction to it. So when it comes to that, that's why I defend Snowflake, because I see the distinction of the personality.
Sure.
And as a black person, I never got offended. Not just a comedy mind, but just as that, because she was just a little high and just there. And it reminded me of just the 70s characters.
Well, you
that
know-
were white women that had afros.
Well, yeah, I mean, snowflakes, certainly I remember up in Minnesota, that was pretty prevalent, actually, in the clubs and everything. But I know for me personally, playing in any, more urban, I loved it. And that's me wanting to assimilate into every kind of group I possibly can. And I do get a little sad now that I don't get to in the same way. Or, it's just like I fear being perceived as somebody that's racist or, I don't know.
cultural appropriation.
Yes, appropriation, all that. And
hate that fucking
the
phrase.
fact of the matter is like, I, as a mockingbird, which is what I am, I'm a mockingbird, not to make fun of, but to absorb and to put back out, because I want to feel you. I want to feel everybody, no matter what color. I want to live inside everybody's body for a minute. That's what I want. And that's just my soul speaking, never mind my blood and bone and skin and all that. My soul wants to get inside every single kind of person that there is and experience what it's like to be them. And so my playground has kind of had to shrink a little bit, because it could be perceived wrong.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Listen up when I say this.
Okay.
This is a mantra for you.
Okay.
Fuck cultural appropriation. You're a artist. You're a artist.
I like that. That will
A
also get
artist.
me canceled.
Your intention is too solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're from the space you are coming from, Mo. I don't, and I'm not giving you
Yeah.
advice on anything. And I think maybe shrinking our playground a little bit is a small price to pay right
Totally.
now.
No,
But-
totally.
and I hear what you're saying.
Totally.
But yeah,
You know
You
my
are-
heart, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but your
And
heart comes across so
with
people-
everything, with
I just
everything.
think, but look at what's happened with comedy, and people are, they'll hear a word or just some little aspect of it, never mind the context and the fullness of a moment.
Sure.
But
and,
those
they
words
will,
you've never used. Those words are words like the
I'm-
N word or
no,
the
no,
R
no, no, no.
word.
No,
you know
but-
what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is that whatever I would do, somebody would very easily, just because people like to be reactionary now, be angry about things, they would find something and just kind of, without the context of it, just say, Mo Collins is this. And so, I'm just careful now, and good thing I'm old.
But my thing is,
It's true. It's like,
I'm going to
older
continue.
now, so
I'm
just,
going to continue to play devil's advocate on that because if they wanted to find something, they could use anything. You feel me? They wouldn't have
Yeah,
to wait. They
and
wouldn't
they
have to
do.
sit back and twiddle their thumbs.
No,
and
that's
wait
what I'm
for
saying, though.
a
They do and
particular
they
word.
will.
Exactly.
know what?
So don't shrink your playground, but so much because it pleases them.
Well, that's why I
But
created
in
my own
also-
playground.
And,
Okay.
But I also think if somebody was truly offended by you, you would be the first to be like, let me just say I'm sorry.
Yes.
Not my intention.
Totally.
And, please accept my apology.
Yes.
So I think that dynamic is also
And on that note,
great.
anything I ever did on Mad television program
That's
that
right.
offended you, I'm so sorry.
I feel like that every
There.
day.
Did I cover it? I know.
Right. I know.
Give me a whoosh.
Like waiting for that to kind of cycle through again. It's like, oh no.
I'm not going to hurt that
no.
one. I'm not hurting it. I just can't.
As I make everything about me, one of my favorite experiences for me was I was at the Groundlings for the Black version. And if you don't know what the Black
great
version
show.
is, it's such an amazing show. It's a Black cast, and then they do the Black version of whatever film is suggested by the audience. Like, so they end up doing the Black version of Jaws, or the Black version of like The Sound of Music. And I was there one night, and this was many years ago. It was Daniel Gaither, Phil Lamar, and Keegan-Michael Key, and Jordan Peele. And they knew that Lauren Dombrowski had been like, you need to go do improv, Brandee. So I had been taking all these classes, and I had graduated from these places. And we get there, and Keegan goes, Brandee, come play with us. And for a moment, I was like, I have arrived. And then a split second later, I'm like, because of my moral compass and the color of my skin, I cannot play on that stage with you. So I had it in my grasp, and it was taken.
But it depends upon the choices you make because you didn't have to do the Black version just to be in the show. You feel me? It's interesting though because I know
Because there's always a nosy white woman.
Exactly.
And on the way home, I was like,
things right. Maybe point out something you didn't see.
yes. And on the way home, I was like, why couldn't I have been Carol,
and
the white
stick ar-
woman neighbor?
Absolutely, and stick
Yeah.
around because they're Black. They're all going to die before you.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, but I get it.
Anyway, we have a lot to get to, and we've barely hit a dent. This next question is for Debra. I want the audience to know that you refused to look at my questions ahead of time. So you have no idea where I'm going with this, but I am about to blindside you with something. Because last year at the panel that Mad Rewind did at San Diego Comic-Con, you blew everyone away by quoting a speech that you did on MADtv a lifetime ago, and it was something about a Dr. Pickle Pepper, and you did it verbatim. So now I'm asking you to do that speech again verbatim. The floor is yours, Debra. Oh, shit.
What is this?
And once Professor Lickenhaft and Philly Passenbeck made his remarkable discovery about the snappy trick and pinto packer syndrome, the Fester Lip and Chip Chalk Weathering Tackle Foundation sprang into action.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
You have like a mind, like a little trap.
That's amazing. You put it just somewhere, it's like a sound click that
One
you just
time-
stuck into your brain.
At 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., years and years later, I woke up with that in my head. That's how I remembered it.
Wow.
And I keep thinking one day I am going to memorize the USS Indianapolis speech that Quint gives in Jaws.
Yeah.
And I just can't do it.
Well, you know, he improv that.
He did.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant.
It is.
And I
brilliant.
still can't remember it.
I'm Ramon von Klackenduck Tackelfassen-Hussen, and my wife survived the snappy trickle pentapacker syndrome with the Fessel lip and chip truck. I'm Ramon von Klackenduck Tackelfassen-Hussen, and my wife survived the snappy trickle pentapacker syndrome with the help of the Fessel lip and chip truck withering Tackleface Foundation.
Wow.
That's the book.
What sketch was that from?
Syndrome.
Yeah,
And what
my
was your
character
character?
didn't have to learn, which was great. Like
Were
my
you in
character,
that sketch?
I was.
Oh, yeah.
and I couldn't. Like,
Because she kept messing it up, and we would correct her.
And I loved that for me.
And then
that
the
I
moment in
never
the
had to get
camera
it
when
right.
she realized she couldn't. One of my favorite things. Yeah, but the eyes, it was this.
Just,
The defeat.
Well, that I'll always remember that because of that defeat. That like I said, I always pay attention to everybody's body language. And as you stare in the camera, when you try to get back to it, you're like, well, your eyes did this flutter. Like, okay, it was brilliant.
The balloon had a slow leak.
It was brilliant.
Hello. Pardon this interruption. You have made it to the end of part 1 of my hilarious interview with the badass, funny ladies of MADtv, Mo Collins, Stephnie Weir, and Debra Wilson. But that just means that we talked so long that you're going to get a part 2. So either stay tuned for next week or just jump ahead to the next episode because I have no idea where you actually exist right now in your timeline. So there's that. And I guess that means that we have gotten to the credit portion of the podcast. Mad Rewind is recorded at the lovely studio venue just south of fancy downtown Burbank, California. Please visit their website at thestudiovenue.com for all of your podcast recording needs. Mad Rewind is produced by Dan Holden and Lily Romero. It is edited by the one and only Kyle Tucker, and it is engineered by the lovely Kyle and Teresa Tucker. I have been your host / executive producer, Brandee Stillwell. You guys, thank you so much for watching this podcast. We are a little train that could. So please like, share, subscribe, talk about, make fun of, do what you gotta do. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for spending your time with us. Hope to see you again next time. XOXO me, bye.
It's time for Mad Rewind,